When the sun sets, the undead awaken. To slake their hunger, they feed upon the herd of unaware mortals. Right beneath our noses, the kindred clash against their rivals as they vie for control of the city of San Francisco. Are you strong enough to cheat Final Death and see another night? Vampire the Masquerade Rivals expandable card game from Renegade Game Studios.
Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. I'm Matt Holland, and welcome to Vampire Wednesdays. We're here to talk about Vampire Rivals news and developments, as well as show off the deck builder for the first time. So those of you who have been playing, trust me, I know your pain building decks with just a pile of cards and a binder. We've got a solution coming very, very soon, and today we're going to take the covers off that and share it with the community. Keep in mind while we're showing this, I would love any suggestions or feedback that y'all have, because we can incorporate that kind of stuff, but we've had it seen by a couple of the play testers and things, and we've already made some nice changes based on their input. So first order of business, organized play news for 2022 will be coming soon. We should have a lot of info by the end of the year, including dates and locations for additional Prince of the City events, and not just in the United States. Next week, we will have the event finder up on the Vampire card game website. So stores, groups can put their weekly play nights in. They can put in a tournament, all that kind of stuff to make it that much easier to find a play group and get playing rivals. Additionally, Wolf and the Rat will be on the card database this week. So the handy reference, go in there, study the cards. Those of you who are waiting for it, it will be released on track to be later this month, just given the state of things in the world. That could slip a little bit, but it shouldn't slip much. We're obviously going to fulfill our pre-orders first, and then we'll have it out in stores for everyone in time for the holidays. Another nice organized play development is that the OP kits are going to be available through Alliance and the traditional distribution network soon. So stores that want to get kits, they can just get them the normal way. But I am still always happy to help retailers, play groups, clubs, whoever. If you contact me at matt.holland@renegadegames.com, I can hook you up with the access to buy the OP kits on our store. We've got plenty. Get them into your group, earn those promos, win those play mats, and start playing, getting practice. I've seen a lot of activity in the deck building forum. I've seen a lot of people, asking rules questions and things. So people are playing, exploring these new clans, and having a great time. So that is the news out of the way. Without further ado, I would like to show you guys the deck builder. So Katie, work your magic and make that show up on screen. You guys don't need to see my face. There we go. So this is the current build of the deck builder. You'll notice we're still missing some graphics. Don't worry about that. Not a big deal. It is going to have featured deck lists. Those can be, popular decks that we've seen. They could be a winning deck from an event, something like that, as well as more choices down here. You can notice here, I have built the ranged Bruja deck that we talked about on a previous stream that Sarah Erickson, our VP of Sales and Marketing, had created. So here it is, the whole deck list, all of the cards. I believe I can click on these and pull them up. Not in this. Oh yeah, here we go. It's a little laggy right now because it is on a development server, but it will be faster in the real thing. You pick it up, you get the full read of the card. And the thing that I really enjoyed about this is not only can you come in here and favorite this deck and start because you liked it, you can also go in here and export your deck. You can export as a PDF. You can do BB code to post right into a forum. Or you can copy it just as a text file. And of course, you can get a permalink to your deck there. So very easy if you're collecting deck lists at a tournament or something. Boom, just export that PDF and print it out. If you have a question and you want to export your deck to text to ask people on Discord for advice on the cards that you've included or maybe suggestions how to improve your deck, you have that ability right there. But of course, just looking at existing decks is really not what y'all are here for, I think. So we are going to go into create a deck. You can see we do have all the cards in the game here, but not only do we have the ability to just find everything, we also have some great filters. So let's say I want to do a Toreador deck. I can start off by just filtering to all the Toreador only vampires here. You can also select, any blood amounts that I would like to have included here. So, 3, 4, 5, and 6, which happens to be all of our Toreador. But I could also do less than that if I would like to. I can select based on their attributes here, their physical, social, and mental strength. And I can also look for particular disciplines. So if I have a card that I really want to use that relies on obfuscate to be in effect, I can filter here who might have obfuscate or who has potence or whatever. I can filter by the disciplines that I want to see. So boom, I can go in here and it'll tell me. You can see as I add some vampires. Oh, also I can click on these guys. And that will pull them up and show me their card text, their stats, all that kind of stuff. And if I'm thinking, I know there's that vampire, Freddie Usher, boom, full text search that'll let me search not only for names, but I could search something like ongoing and find the vampires that have ongoing related abilities like Bruno. So boom, very easy to do there. And I'll just add up 7 vampires here just to show you how it works. And once I have my 7th one, I'll click brother. Now I have 7 vampires picked, and I am legal in terms of the vampire part of making my deck. I also have all my havens here. I select, let's do playthings and the penthouse, just for kicks here, and I can close the filters. I've got my vampires chosen. Then I can get in and see my library cards, and I can here just adjust how many copies of any given card. And again, if I click on it, it will pull up all of my card text. And you'll notice in the card text here, it even has the icons from the cards. So it's very easy to parse and to check. We can have links to updates or errata in here as well. Make it very easy to figure out. And then going in here, again, we have a very full slate of filters. There's a couple that I still want to add, mainly one to filter by the attack type. So physical, social, mental, or ranged. That would let us find attacks and reactions that work with those stats. So here again, I can click ongoing and boom, see only my ongoing cards. And if I want to see just the Toreador ongoings, boom, here we go. Pulls them right up. By making a Toreador Ventrue deck, I can click both, and then that brings up ongoings for both clans that I've selected. Do that for any of these different things. You can also pick no clan, which would show me all of the neutral non-clan locked cards. So very, very easy to go in here and add the cards I want to bring. And you'll notice here as I add cards that number is incrementing up, keeping track of how many cards are in my library so that I don't try to save a deck when I have too few. So I'm going to go ahead and just add some cards here. Get up to 40, which is my minimum. And then I'll show you how you can save a deck on here. People who are watching, please, in the chat, if you have questions about it, can it do something? If you have suggestions about a thing that we should add filter-wise or functionality-wise, please let me know because that works. So here it says deck is legal for play. You'll notice if I deselect a vampire, deck is incomplete and not legal for play. So I can save an incomplete deck just fine. However, I want to save a legal deck, save it, and I can save this both publicly or privately. So I know if I'm headed to a Prince of the City tournament, I don't want to save my deck publicly and give away my tech. You can save that privately, and then you can make it public later on if you'd like to. And you'll notice here in my saved decks, that Range Bruja deck that we saw earlier is public. It's showing here, boom, it is ready to go. Whereas my stream deck here is private. Another cool thing here, if you open a saved deck, Karasu's asking if they're linked to your account or not. Yes, they are linked to your account. So your private decks only visible when you're logged into your account on the Vampire site. Your public decks, of course, are visible to all. Here, if you want to, this is a useful exercise when you are building a deck. You can just draw an opening hand a couple times and see what cards are coming up. So if there's a particular card that's very important for your strategy, and you're wondering, do I put 2 or 3 in there, or do I put some other cards in there that are going to help you draw cards? Drawing these opening cards is a helpful exercise. Ignore that there's 4 vampires for now. There should only be 2. The draw functionality will assume that you're a second or third or fourth player, therefore getting the extra vampire. But seeing what kind of library cards you're drawing can be a nice thing to know. If kind of take the temperature if you have the right number of cards and the right number of copies of particular cards in your deck. So it's very easy to just draw some random goodies. I don't think that they have that fully randomized yet. That's why we're seeing the same thing. But let me take a quick note to make sure that that is done. And then here, if I want to make a change, say I'm going to drop Bruno, for another Toreador here, put in John, and update my deck, and here I can switch it over to public if I'd like. So Stream Deck, why is it saying it's not legal? Oh, it freaked out and gave me way too many cards. 71 is not how many I want. And my computer is messing up too. There we go. Unless I have found oh, there we go. It's not decrementing on the display, but it is in the number of cards in my deck there. You can see it going down as I reduce these. So that's another thing I got to point out to them. I am looking forward to an open beta so that y'all can help me find any weird stuff like that that is causing issues. So there we go. Now the Stream Deck is public and is visible to anyone. If I go to deck lists here, you can see, boom, all of these showing up. So I'm very excited to have this for playing and for designing decks. It's going to be very, very, very useful. Oh, another thing that's really nice, if you just want to study the cards, you can choose which card set you're looking at. So this is just the Wolf and the Rat, just Blood and Alchemy, or even just the promo cards. So you can see here we added Martin Diaz and Victor Temple, as they are the sort of next round of promos that are available to people that were not already on here. So we already had Smoke and Freddy. You can pull them all up and see that. You'll be able to select like, hey, I only own the core set Blood and Alchemy. You can make it so it only shows the cards that you actually have access to. Very easily to do that. And if I go into all, really anything you can think of in terms of filters here should work. So yeah, you get Keeper of Elysium, you get Earthmeld, Defensive Sacred Haven, Alley Cat, all the different cards that are going to buff your secrecy, including Ghost, which is the Gangrel Vampire, all show up. So I am pretty happy with the progress on this, and we should have this public facing as an open beta here in the next week or two. I have no doubt that you guys will find a bunch of little weird things that we need to fix, but the web team that's working on this has been very responsive, and they've been fixing things as soon as we find them. So I think we'll have this in a very, very good state by the time we start having any major events. So this has been a long road. I know people have been kind of impatient or waiting for this, and understandably so. So I'm very excited to be able to be using it soon here. Does anybody else who's watching have a question about functionality or a suggestion or criticism that we can implement, because I would love to answer those or just hear them so that we can fix it and provide a better product. This will be on the same site, the Vampire card game site, as the card database, all of our other functionality. Just want to see, I got secrecy selected here. I like to pull up. I really enjoy how they have the icons here. What do the BB code and text experts look like? I'll try and show you. So there we go. Bit of my deck lists. My decks. We'll open up Range Bruja. Deck text, I will just paste into the chat. So that is in the chat. There is the text output. When not put into Twitch chat, that's not just in solid paragraph. It's in a nice, column that'll actually have the link to your deck as well as all the cards involved and the quantities. And then the BB code. Let's see, I don't know if you guys will be able to see this, but this is how I've been testing the BB code. Yeah. Oh. Come on, preview. My computer today is not going very quick. There we go. So it's nicely formatted. The different, we got a little error there that I'll have to fix. But the different headings are all bolded, shows your totals everywhere. Easy to use. So that's your your export functionality. The PDF looks just like the deck builder thing that we have, the blank deck list that we have so far. So here you go. They do need to get 2 columns here going because right now it's going a little bit too far, but it looks exactly like the printable one you can do. So it should pop up here. So yeah, very happy with the progress so far, and I'm looking forward to getting it in front of everybody. But that said, that is pretty much all I've got for you tonight. We are working hard to get Wolf and Rat in everybody's hands, both in the United States and overseas. I know some people are waiting for Blood and Alchemy in the EU and the UK. Those will be shipping very, very soon from Quartermaster Logistics. We had a shipment go awry, but we have more than enough product in a different warehouse to cover all your orders and anybody else who needs it. So that'll be shifted over soon and be in your hands for Blood and Alchemy very soon. I apologize for the delay. I know that the Americans have had it for a little bit, but we are getting it into European and British hands as fast as we can. But we will be back next week, not myself. I will be out of town, but we will be back next week with more great Vampire Wednesday content. And I'll just give you a little teaser. I am super excited to talk about 2022 plans with organized play. That's what I've been working on for the last couple of weeks here. I am super excited to be sharing the 2022 stuff because that's what I've been working on for several weeks, showing it to Paradox, showing it internally, and now talking to other people that need to be involved to make it a success. So I think people are going to have a really good time with these events, and they're going to be very pleased at the way that we will be implementing them. So stay tuned. It'll be sometime in December when I think we'll talk about it. That does include the thing that I alluded to a couple weeks ago, where there will be a way for some people to earn some Prince of the City participation prizes. So, something a little bit more distributed, not a tournament where you have to show up and just play in one place, because I know not everybody can do that, especially people overseas. So we're not forgetting all of you. We're going to have something fun for that, as well as a way to play in person throughout 2022. But with that, I will bid you all good night. Nice quick stream tonight, and look for both the availability of event posting and the deck builder here in just the next couple of weeks. And thank you for tuning in. Have an excellent night.